No, of course not.
I'm sorry, just back up like one step.
Sure, yeah, so when you come up from the side, you've got a T for top.
Yeah,
So you find the bottom of the spindle. It comes up from the side
yeah,
and it goes in and up and around.
yeah.
So it's hard to snap in. When you snap it in, it should be tight and it just goes once right around the spindle.
Okay.
Put the bottom in the hole.
Yeah.
The handhold's in your left hand, and right where my wristwatch is, right that crease of your wrist has got to snap in, lock into your shin bone. Not like this, inside, wobbly. Not here on your forearm, wobbly. So you need to have the crease of your wrist, right where the wristwatch is, locked into the shin. Left leg is straight, right leg is straight. Your sternum is over your left hand, over the spindle, so that I can bear down with my body weight and the spindle's not wobbling.
All right.
Hold the bow right at the base with your right hand or whatever, your dominant hand, and you're gonna take nice smooth strokes with the bow. So you don't have to go fast with the bow, but you do have to bear down with your left hand, and really what you're bearing down with is your back, the center of your chest. So first thing, we're just gonna burn in a guide hole. You just burn it a little bit. Now that dust that we collected would have been a fire, but there's nowhere for the dust to go. So you've got to cut this notch, and this is going to be a little home for your coal. And it's not a very big notch. It's supposed to be 1/8 the diameter of the circle. So it's like a little size of a slice of pizza. You can put the fireboard like this, vertical on the ground, take the side of your knife and go rocking back and forth, chiseling, chipping it out, this little wedge that goes all the way in to the center. So almost there. A little bit more wood has to be removed. So that, yeah, just a shave more. So really you want to have, do I have one? No, but you want to have this prepared, hey, ahead of time. So this is dry red cedar bark.
Okay.
I feel like if you're taking the video, it's good to have the whole comprehensive video.
Sure.
So you want this to be really fine, dry, and ready to catch fire. So what I do is I just rub it around, kind of chunk it up between my hands, get another piece of it, chunk it up, so it's really fine. Other material you could use would be maybe some dry grass, or you could use
How about birch strips?
scrap birch bark would be really good. The birch bark has another role to play in my personal favorite tinder bundle, but if what you've got is birch, sure, but it's got to be really fine.
Yeah. Tiny strips.
Yeah, tiny, tiny strips of birch. So, let's see, I think this is probably enough. I like to get this little bird's nest of red cedar really fine, and then wrap it in a piece of birch. I'm gonna give it just a little,
Oh, I see.
just one more, because there's so many people here who are expecting a show. It would be a shame if it didn't actually happen.
I'm just cold.
So, yeah, really, it can't hurt if you have more tinder, but that should be good.
So you make
Nice and
a
fine.
little bundle.
Yeah, and then it's gonna be rolled up in the birch.
Ah.
And I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna come back to that in a minute.
Once you have your coal.
Yeah, so you got this little tray. That's where the coal's gonna go. Hole's good to go. We're gonna refacet the burning edge. So it needs to have facets like a diamond. It can't be too round, otherwise there's not enough friction. Check the top, it's lubricated, ready to roll. And the left foot goes down, left leg is straight. we got the downside down and we snap it in, around, and down. And then the down hole goes down. You got your hand hold right there in the left hand. Snap it in. So right where the wristwatch is, that's where it's gonna lock into my shin bone. And then take nice, smooth, steady strokes with the bow. You don't have to go fast with the bow, but you wanna go the whole length, keep it parallel, and you have to bear down. Even though it's gonna start smoking, I'm gonna keep going for a minute because you've got to fill up that whole notch with fiery dust. Often more than you think. And when you're done, when you think you're done, be careful taking it all apart. So a little quicker toward the end. Get out of that comfort zone, out of that comfortable heel. And then be careful taking it away. Right, so there's a little bit of smoke there, just a little bit. I'm gonna collect all this dust. And at this point, even though it's such a small amount of smoke coming off of this thing, but it's gonna burn like a little piece of charcoal. Whoopsies. So it's good to collect it all into a pile, and it's kind of towards the edge of my tray. I just lost a lot of good stuff there. Maybe I could put it back. See this dust? This is really the magical stuff. So, man, it's nice having that group of people because really the only thing I'm concerned about is wind. So as I reach around for my tinder bundle, now you see why you want the tinder bundle ahead of time, because you really don't want to waste any time with this coal. Set up its nest, make a little home, and then all the dust goes into its home. And then you can close it up in the birch bark. And it's so windy that you really don't have to blow right away. Sometimes the danger is that people blow too much right away and blow the fire away.
Right.
So I'm just gonna let it hang out for a minute. A few little soft blows. And it's just like starting a campfire. You don't want to blow too hard. When people blow on a fire, they always blow the fire away. I think it's better to blow slow. And eventually I'm gonna try to turn it so that the tinder's on top. I'm gonna stop talking because I don't want to lose it. Uh-oh, see that? It smokes a lot before it goes.
There you go.
Hey. There it is. So you would have had your fire built, right? Put it in there right then. And then at this point, obviously, since the birch goes like a match, you would have time to take the wood that you've prepared and be adding it in.
Wow.
Hey, thanks.
Awesome.
Take a card. Yeah, take a card. So we do classes if anybody wants to learn.